Good evening, I'm Joe Vigil.
And I'm Emily Carlson. The fallout continues over reports of sexual abuse and fraud in the ranks of the Alaska National Guard.
And just hours ago, we learned Governor Sean Parnell fired more high-ranking members of the Alaska National Guard. We're also learning much more about the alleged abuse.
Abuse that has the Anchorage School District concerned enough to ban all military recruiters from campus.
KTVA 11's Kate McPherson has more details. Kate.
Joe and Emily, it all stems from an internal investigation finished in 2013 and recently leaked to the media. The school district says no one from the National Guard informed the district about the allegations made against the recruiters. While no students have come forward to say they were raped, the men named in the investigation are alleged to have raped other women and had inappropriate relationships with high school students and young recruits.
What was reported is absolutely unacceptable.
Anchorage School District Superintendent Ed Graff has banned military recruiters from all ASD schools. Graff found out through the media that Alaska Army National Guard recruiters are being investigated for rape and sexual misconduct dating back to 2006.
I really do find it regrettable that, that ASD's taken this stance, based on, limited selective information that they've received from, the media on the issues that are going on in the Guard.
An internal investigation by the National Guard reveals recruiters tried to take advantage of students. According to the investigation, one of the recruiters, a married man in his 30s at the time, invited numerous students to parties with alcohol. He also tried to take one girl home. Lieutenant Colonel Lee Knowles took over as the Guard's Recruiting and Retention Battalion in June 2012. He says changes have been made.
After being there for a little while, I recognized there were changes that had to take place, and we made the necessary changes, and we put new folks in place.
The men named in the investigations no longer work in recruiting and retention and are still under investigation.
We do a pretty significant vetting process on our recruiters right now, and we spend a lot of time, I personally spend a lot of time training them on the public trust and that those are positions of trust.
Ed Graff says he's setting up meetings with all military recruiters.
Until I can have those conversations and meet with them face to face, we will not be permitting military recruiters on our campuses to visit with students.
Lieutenant Colonel Lee Knowles says he hopes the relationship with ASD can be restored.
Now, recruiters from all of the branches of military are invited to schools 4 times a year. Ed Graff says the district is reviewing all of the policies involving visitors to campuses. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Kate. And a former Alaska National Guard airman says the officers fired tonight is a step in the right direction.
But that a lot more needs to be done to clean up the culture of bullying and misconduct in the Guard. Earlier tonight, Governor Parnell removed 3 high-ranking members in hopes of restoring trust and faith in leadership. They are Brigadier General Donald Winke, commander of the 176th Wing of the Air National Guard, Brigadier General Catherine Jorgensen, and Colonel Edith Grunwald, Director of Human Resources. They all are no longer with the Guard. A retired airman says Brigadier General Winke bullied her for months, including one meeting that lasted an hour and a half.
After a bit, I asked to be excused. I had to ask 3 times to be excused before Colonel Stevenson was the one who excused me and not General Winke. So to me, that's abusive of power. That is taking your authority to a level that is unbecoming.
Lieutenant Colonel Linda Dunnigan served in the Alaska Air National Guard for over 20 years, including a few with General Winke. She says she retired in part because of his hurtful and damaging behavior. Dunnigan says he was part of a group of high-ranking officers that were untouchable until tonight. While she's glad he's no longer in the Guard, Dunnigan says there's lots more changes that need to happen to restore faith in leadership of the Alaska National Guard.
I think it's a step, but I hope that the Guard would really clean house and put new leadership.
We've offered the governor the opportunity to talk to us on camera about the changes in the Guard multiple times. He's declined offering a statement tonight. This is only the latest step in our effort to restore trust in Guard leadership. More changes are coming. The handling of the National Guard scandal came up at today's Anchorage Chamber of Commerce forum between the governor and his challenger, Bill Walker. Walker says the governor's handling of a difficult situation has been clumsy from the start, and today's firings, coupled with the Anchorage School district's announcement that it will not allow Guard recruiters to visit schools shows it's too little, too late.
It's not over, and I think the school district is probably rightfully concerned until they have all the information. The unfortunate thing is it sort of paints the Guard with the broad brush, and that certainly should not be the case, because they're a wonderful, dedicated group of Alaskans that have basically given a blank check to us in what they do.
Walker called on Parnell to release more information to the public as soon as possible to end the confusion and potential harm to the Guard. Walker says the governor should have hired an independent prosecutor from the very beginning, and that would have brought